Heaven's California.
Hey guys, I'm going to be doing another reaction video to Nightmare Files. This is going to be called 4 Creepy True First Day of School Horror Stories, which is going to be interesting. Again, like I said in my last video, if you watched it, my dad is still on the phone talking loud as hell. Like, it sounds like if I record it, it sounds like he's like right beside me when he's all the way on a different floor. Like, he talks so loud and it just frustrates the hell out of me. So this video is about 10 minutes and 50 seconds, so shorter than the last one. And this one should be good, like first day of school horror stories, so I'm assuming like creepy students or teachers or something. But my first day of school is going to be the 5th. Like, school starts the 4th, but I have that day off, so I start the 5th, which is actually pretty nice. I got the extra day off, and yeah, it'll be interesting. Let's hope I do good, but let's just hope nothing here happens to me, like depending on what happens, but obviously if they're horror stories, then yeah. Anyway, let's just get into this. Whoa. You really had to do that? Really? Thanks. This is loud. I'm just gonna turn it down already.
My first day of school when I was 13. I had to be dropped off by my mom at around 7 a.m. and not walk with my friends because my mom works early every Monday and Tuesday. None of my friends were even awake at 7, let alone would be at school.
Me, same.
I tried to make light of the situation though. I was basically here alone, so I thought I would walk around and see where everything is.
You're alone at the school?
And possibly learn the building a little bit.
Oh God.
There were a few teachers walking around, but it was pretty empty. I wandered over to the girls' changing room. Nothing special at first glance. I took a lap around the changing room.
So I assume it's a girl.
There was something inside. It was a note. I still remember what it said. It said, if you think about leaving, I will make your worthless life a living hell.
What?
It didn't say who it was from or who it was intended for.
Oh my God.
I was thinking about what I should do next when a teacher who I called Mr. Sanders walked in.
Leave and never come back?
He asked me what I was doing here, and he said it in a firm tone. But it's funny he asked me this with such suspicion when he was in a girls' changing room this early.
Yeah.
When students aren't even here yet.
Exactly.
I told him I wasn't doing anything, and that is my first day here. I also told him about the note I just found, and I gave it to him. He looked at the note and didn't say anything.
It was him, wasn't it?
Thanks for reporting it.
It was him.
Into it.
I knew it.
And he told me to leave.
Like, how many times about him?
Once again in a harsh, demanding tone.
Bitch, you get out.
The only thing I heard after leaving the locker room was a locker slam shut.
Like, you're in the girls' change room.
Mr. Sanders just closed it.
Like, leave.
As time went on, I heard a lot of rumors about Mr. Sanders. Like he's a perv.
There you go.
He cheats on his wife.
Told you.
Stuff like that.
Told you.
Next year around February, a girl who was 3 years older than me, called Lizzie, left our school. When she left, it was more like sudden and unexpected. And more of no one really knows why she left.
Oh, I know why she left.
And around the same time, Mr. Sanders left. I can't be sure, but honestly, I think the rumors involving Mr. Sanders were true.
Yeah, I do too.
That note, the one that I found in the locker, was from him intended for Lizzie.
Yep.
I think on that day, no one knows exactly what went on with both of them, but I have a pretty good idea what happened.
Okay, well, I'm going to be going to college, so it's nothing like elementary school, high school, so I should be a little more mature than that.
This happened to my son Sam when he was 5 years old on his first day of school.
5 years old.
After dropping Sam off, I see him walk towards one of his teachers.
Okay.
I got back in my car and I drove off. What usually happens is I always drive around the school to wave at Sam before he goes inside. This time, however, Sam wasn't waving at me. Instead, he was walking to a man who wasn't familiar looking.
Uh-oh.
At first, I thought it might have been another one of his teachers. That was until I saw the man grab Sam's hand and forcefully walk him into another direction.
Oh no. Oh my God.
I drove as fast as I could around the school towards where the man was pulling Sam.
I have goosebumps.
Which was the parking lot. Once I drove around, I could see the man pushing Sam into his car. And at that moment, a sickening feeling ran through me. And the feeling that I could possibly lose my son.
Oh my God.
I drove up to the man's car and stopped right behind him so we couldn't reverse.
Yes.
I was screaming for him to let my son go, and also try to get attention of nearby pedestrians.
And get his license
The
plate
man
too.
refused to let Sam go, even though my car was blocking his path.
Bitch,
He
give me my
still tried
son.
to reverse and force
Give
his
me
way
my
through.
son.
Thankfully, he gave up and let Sam out the car.
Yeah, bitch.
At that point, there were a few more parents there to subdue the man, so he couldn't get away.
Yes.
Sam was unharmed. In the
Good.
school, myself and other parents were much more cautious about dropping their children off at the school.
My God.
The man was arrested and charged with attempted kidnapping.
Yes, there
and
you go.
reckless endangerment of a child.
Perfect.
It
Love
makes
that.
me feel sick thinking, what might have happened if I never looked twice to wave at my son
Oh my
and he was
God.
taken from me? And what's more disturbing is that the man was actually a father to a little girl who was the same age as my son.
Oh my God. Seriously, my dude. Seriously. Well, like, thank God he like that. When I heard like taking my son, I just had goosebumps because I was like, oh my God, like imagine like the father seeing that. It's like, go get him, shit.
This story happened to me a long time ago when I was 5. And
Another
it took place on my
5-year-old.
first day of school.
Another 5-year-old.
The first day was introduction day. More like a morning where the parents would come in with their kids and talk with the teachers and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember my teacher talking with my mom, and I wandered off slightly down the hall just to look at some drawings that were pinned up.
Mm-hmm.
As I was looking at the drawings, I heard,
"Hey, they're pretty, aren't they?"
I turned around and saw a middle-aged man in blue overalls, holding a mop while grinning at me. I didn't say anything.
That's the
I just
janitor?
looked at him. He then crouched down and said,
"They're pretty just like you."
Okay,
as
really?
he said this,
I'm 5.
he
Leave me
brushed
alone.
my hair behind my ear with his long, dirty nails, still grinning at me while showing his yellow teeth.
Oh my God. Leave me alone, you pervert.
"Would you like to come with me to do some drawing?"
No.
He suddenly dropped his mop and grabbed my arm tight and started pulling me with him. At that point, I heard my mom calling my name, and as soon as the man heard her, he let go of my arm. I ran to my mom and gave her a hug. The rest of the morning was fine. I didn't mention what just happened to my mom.
Why
I
not?
think at the time I was too young to understand the danger of what just happened. I only attended the school for about 3 weeks before changing schools.
Okay, good.
I never really knew why we moved.
Well, good.
My mom always told me it was to move to a better school,
Good.
but it was only recently I found out the real reason. My mom had told me that the janitor that worked at the school was arrested for kidnapping and other things with a child,
That's not that surprising.
which was a
Kind
few
of
weeks
comes
after I
right.
started.
It's
I
nothing
looked it up on
surprising.
the internet and I saw it to be the same man who pulled my arm and tried to get me to go with him.
Yep.
It makes me sick thinking about what could have happened if my mom didn't call out or the man never let me go.
Like, you gotta be careful when you're a kid, man. You gotta be careful. Like, you never know what like, you're 5, you're not gonna know anything that's gonna happen. Like, oh my God, shit. Like, some kids aren't so lucky. That's what scares me.
This story happened to me on my first day of high school.
High school.
I remember walking down my street in the morning toward the bus stop.
I remember my first day
There
of
were
high
a few
school.
other kids that stood next to me talking. There was also a man who definitely didn't belong at a high school bus stop. He was tall, had a shaved head, a mustache, and a white tank top on. I thought he looked weird and out of place, but I really didn't give it a second thought.
Yeah, it's your first year. You're not gonna be like, you don't
My
belong
first day
here.
of high school actually went fine. It was on the way home where it all went wrong. I got on the school bus.
Oh
As
my
I was
God.
walking to find my seat, I saw the same man from this morning sat on the back of the bus. This time he was staring right at me. I didn't know then, and I still don't know now, how this guy even got on the bus in the first place.
Yeah.
The house I lived in was one of the last stops, so by the time my stop arrived, most of the kids had gotten off the bus, and the bus was empty. I could just feel that guy staring at me the whole bus ride home.
Tell the bus
So I
driver you're in
didn't
danger.
dare to look behind me and check. When my stop finally arrived,
Boot it.
I got off and I started walking.
Boot it.
And of course that creepy man got off. and
Boot it,
started
run.
following me.
Run.
I
But
started
not to your
walking
house.
faster.
Go somewhere else.
And as I did, the man got faster. And that continued right down my street. The faster I walked, the faster he would. It got to the point where I needed to start running. Thankfully, my house was close by.
Don't go to your house.
I ran by my house and slammed the door shut. And I looked through the kitchen window.
Yeah, but now he knows
to
where you
see if
live.
the man was still chasing
Now
me.
he knows where you live.
He was walking past my house like nothing ever happened, while staring at me. Later that night, I was upstairs in my bedroom when someone knocked at the door, the downstairs door. The next thing I heard was my mom calling me downstairs. When I get there, my mom is looking confused and checking around outside. I say to her, "Yeah, Mom?" She said, "That's weird. There was a man just here asking to speak to you."
Oh my god.
I asked what he looked like, and she described the same man who chased me home earlier that day. I told my mom about what happened, and how I was pretty sure it was the same guy who knocked at the door. My mother told the police and our school. And actually, this wasn't the first time they have heard reports of this.
Of course.
The school and the police said they had several reports of the man stalking their children. From what I know, he was never caught.
Shit.
Who knows what he could be doing right now? Just be careful.
I don't want to know. That's over now? Okay. Oh my god. Okay, well, like, what else to say? Just be careful. Like, I've always kind of, like, I mean, there's always kind of stories where you feel like someone's following you, but then, like, you realize that they're not. Or you feel like even if they seem to be following you, they're really not, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's been times where people thought I was following them, but they just happened to be going the same direction as I need to go. Like, I was walking to work, and then I was going this way, straight, towards the lights, and then I had to cross this way, and then I was waiting there, and they came, and they kind of walked ahead of me, and then they went this way, which is where I was going to. So I crossed, and I went this way too, and then he turned on West Street, I turned that way too, because that was, like, the way I was going. And, like, there was times where I was walking home, and there was, like, a kid with her mom, like, walking, and then they seemed to, like, turn back and walk faster. I'm like, I'm not gonna kidnap you, like, what do you, I'm just going home, dude, chill. I don't know, but, like, obviously it's better to be safe than sorry. You can't really trust everyone, you can't trust anyone for that matter. So, my voice. So yeah, just be kind of careful out there, especially if you're young, like 5, 13, 14, just relax, and not relax, just, you know, do not go to your house if you're followed. That kid or boy or girl fucked up. Like, they fucked up by going to their house. Like, they have to go somewhere far away from their house, because then they're gonna know where they live. I mean, if you're 13, maybe you don't have a cell phone yet, which I wouldn't expect you to. But that's when you run somewhere, you go to someone's house, you knock on the door. But then if the guy's running to you, then you're kind of like fucked too, because then he's gonna be running right after you. So I don't know. That's kind of hard, actually, to like think about. But like to like think what to do if you don't have a cell phone. But then you don't go to your house. Wait. You go to a police station that's nearby. If there's no police stations nearby, well, you're fucked. Or again, just go to someone's house. Like, you have to boot it to someone's house, knock on the door, say someone's following me. They're right there. Like, they're literally right there trying to freaking get me. And then you basically just have to take a stroke of luck and knock on someone's door. If they don't answer by the time the guy gets there, well, then you're fucked, I guess. Like, that's basically it. I don't know, but all jokes aside, like, you have to just be careful, watch out, because there's some people out there that could look fine, but they're really not. So, that's all I really gotta say about that, but just be careful out there, because anything can happen to anybody, and it's just scary to know that. Like, anything can happen to me if I want to work, anything can happen to my mom, anything with my dad, like, anything can happen to anybody. So just be careful, watch out, and just be aware is the main thing, especially at school. If you see a fucking teacher following you or something, hey little girl, do you want to come drawing with me? No? Like, bye? Ugh, I'm glad that some of these guys got caught, at least though, but the one that was still not caught, shit, I hope he gets caught soon, because if not gonna be so good. Anyway guys, thank you guys for watching, like, comment, subscribe. This was a good video. Like, when I saw True First Day of School horror stories, I already knew I was gonna like this video. So, but yeah, I'm glad everyone in the videos are safe, but there's probably a lot of kids that had stories like this that didn't even come out alive or safe, so, or unharmed. So yeah, just be careful out there, and see you guys next video, and peace out.